That one means that our customers are not being fully supported.
What happens to theirs? Do they cross?
What happened? Over recently, they were also actually stopping theirs from crossing to Uganda. But last week, we escalated this issue to the president. The president was able to discuss with the president of Kenya. They have now instructed us, the CEOs of railways, to sort out all these issues. As I talk now, the wagons are actually moving and crossing. You know, it's because of the business interests. Because now, as I talk now, the wagons are actually crossing, they are coming and going.
Theirs come, yours go.
Are also going.
So what you called unresolved is now resolved.
As per today.
Okay.
The meeting was last week. Okay. Now, the second issue, Mr. Chairman.
But sir, we need evidence over that.
Of that? You want photographs of them crossing?
The argument.
Well, if it was at a presidential level, I don't think they would be. Yeah, even with an MOU, I don't think they would. It would be available.
No, Chair, I really watched the ministers and the CEO signing MOUs when the president was in Nairobi. So actually, we always get a raw deal that theirs may be crossing, but ours are not. So that's why I think the colleague is saying.
Because there are even many. For you have only 2 crossings.
Yes, but let us get our fair. Yes. So that is because actually the customers are getting a raw deal. I have contracted you to transport my goods from Kampala to Mombasa. Now you are reaching Malaba and you tell me that you have to stop here, offload, and then load. Who has been taking and taking the cost?
How about the compatibility issues?
No, we don't
the
have
locomotive compatibility issues. Can yours fit on there?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there is no any incompatibility issues. Our wagons, our locomotives, they cross Kenya, Tanzania.
Every when? How regular?
Come again, sir?
How regular? Because if you
under normal
give me the schedule.
Operational procedures, a train is supposed to take 7 days to move from Mombasa to Kampala and then back. Minimum 14 days.
Because what I'm going to do is to get people like the Honorable Keo.
Yes.
You tell me we shall pay. I put them on your locomotive. They go up to Mombasa, come back. Because we need...
No, frankly speaking, Honorable Chairman, we need your support. If it means taking them there and it adds value to us, we shall do it.
Yeah. And don't worry, even if you have cargo, they can be on top of cargo.
Then another area, Mr. Chairman, of the inter issue is the, we have outstanding wagon detention and user charges. Under normal circumstances, we have an agreement with Kenya and Uganda and Tanzania that a wagon crossing should be able to stay, our wagon in Uganda should be able to stay in Kenya for 14 days. Beyond that, it is deemed to be doing business in Kenya. It is deemed to be doing local business in Kenya, and therefore they are earning when for us we are not earning. So we put a fee on that. So what's happening, Mr. Chairman, is that yes, our wagons are staying there for a long time. We are charging them as we agreed in an MOU that if they delay, you are supposed to pay us this amount of money as per the MOU, but they are not paying us. So also that's an area we are going to discuss. So it is the other way.
You see that deeming is the one that is problematic. Why? First of all, why would it be staying there longer? What would it be doing?
Exactly.
Are they detaining it or not? That's number one. Number two, it's an integrity issue. Who is in charge of it? Your own staff. Not so?
No.
Oh.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the moment it crosses like this,
it
is now in the hands of Kenya Railways. And now even the payment goes to Kenya Railways. The moment their wagon crosses to Uganda, it's in the hands of Uganda Railways. And
so you have no mechanism of monitoring?
We have a mechanism, Mr. Chairman, which we use, and let me request...
Then why do you use deeming when you have a mechanism of knowing it's not doing business for them?
Maybe I used the wrong word, Mr. Chairman. I'm not a lawyer.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
and the honorables, through my MD, all over the world, railways cross countries and railways cross continents. And these railway network are owned by different countries, like it is with us and Kenya Railways. The end game is for the cargo to end at the port, and then the cargo to end at the door terminal of the client. So we use these wagons for Kenya Railways, for Uganda Railways, jointly. They earn their revenue, we also earn our revenue. We have a law that governs our operations, which we call the tripartite agreement of the three railway networks. That's Kenya Railways, Uganda Railways, and Tanzania Railways Corporation. And in this law in particular, it governs how the assets will be used, the assets of each other network, especially the wagons which carry cargo. So that when the MD highlighted, which I wanted to clarify, Chair, is the reason why they put certain number of days is to create a discipline that these assets are, you fast track returning them, because you have to stretch them to generate money. Yeah. You might not necessarily keep them because you're using them, but because of your inefficiencies. They can come here, because me as the chief operations officers, I have my inefficiencies, I don't return them. So there is a charge after a certain number of days.
They may also retain them
for business.
Not to frustrate you.
You are right, Honorable. So in that case, Honorable, there is a charge, which we call detention charge, from a certain limit of days. The reason they said 7 days in Uganda is because our network is shorter, 250 kilometers. The reason why they are saying 14 days in Kenya, the network is longer 1,000 kilometers. So the designers of this tripartite agreement were envisaging such operation. So they are saying, should you exceed 7 days, from the 8th day, the corporation starts charging. From the 15th day, starts charging. So what the counting officer has highlighted, a time we have the bill we exchange. After we exchange these bills, we do a verification of the bills, we give the other entity the bill, say, look, for this period or this year, my wagons were in your network exceeding this number of days, you have to pay me, say, $2 million. So that's what is talking, which we are trying to resolve. Thank you,
yes.
Deputy Chair. Some clarification. Remember, ours is ever sick. So when it is admitted, the other side. So can you clarify? Because ours is very sickly. Every time it's admitted.
Yeah, in other words, does the memorandum take into account the sickness of the patient?
I think the accounting officers allowed me to proceed. Thank you, Honorable. Yeah, then, yes, what we are doing at the border, what we interchange are locomotives. The Kenyan locomotives come and stop at the border, and our locomotives also come and stop at the border. The wagons which load the cargo proceed. However, if the wagon is sick, there is a provision for that. We have a system currently we're using, though old, it was bought by the concessionaire called Translogic, which tracks the wagon. You will see this wagon is sick, and once it is sick, when you are doing a reconciliation, you remove it. It remained here because it was sick. You don't charge for it. That's what happens, Honorable. Thank you.
Petunga, you had a question?
No, Chair, mine was an observation and through you, Chair, a request. Chair, we have had the terminologies here: wagons, locomotives, sickness, sick bay. So, Chair, I wanted to propose that we
know, if you are sick, the Banyankole call it kulaguza. You go for kulaguza and kulaguza. The Waganda understand the kulaguza to mean the one of Mutula Kungo.
Hey.
So if they are sick, they go to Narukolongo. That is where the Mutula Kungo sits.
And Chair, that's why I'm proposing through Chair that we take this case to be a case of a monkey that should be resolved in the forest, not in the boardroom. And I wanted to request Chair that we get a day and visit and look at these locomotives, look at these ones which are sick.
Which one do you want to visit?
There.
The one in Mama Fina's hospital?
No, Chair, I think between here and the railways, is near we can have it and move up to maybe Narkorongo.
Yeah, we can walk to work.
Then we appreciate, and by the time we invite the minister here, Chair, would have appreciated what is on the ground, because a lot of terminology is being used here. And yet one of our roles is oversight. So we can take our oversight through and we do that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honorable Nangoli.
Chair, while the accounting officer was making his very elaborative submission, he talked about having the cargo that's moving, you know, as my colleague said about the terminals, the train that's moving between Kampala, Mukono, Buyogerere and back. So far I think you have been on it for about 1 year. Is it 1 year or 2 years?
The passenger?
Yes.
2 years.
2 years.
But why do you do it morning and evening? You mean there are no passengers
during that time?
Yes.
And how is the economic viability? Are we making some money out of it? Or because it's usually full, I see people very full.
I have my daughter here who
normally
takes it in the evening.
Yeah.
The cost benefit analysis.
Yeah.
Are we making business out of it?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, world over, passenger service is actually supposed to be a public service obligation. The government is supposed to come in and subsidize. It's only where you have a very well-developed freight service, where you have too much cargo, that the cargo can be able to subsidize the passenger. But currently, Mr. Chairman, we are just giving this service to decongest the city, but we are operating at a loss, as I indicated. I indicated, Mr. Chairman, that for every shilling that we are earning,
you spend 2.5
shillings to earn 1 shilling.
But why, really?
Yes.
I mean, in a place like this one where you have passengers, is it on fuel? Is it on what?
If I can tell you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, you can tell me.
Because our locomotives are very old, and we don't want to disappoint the passengers, we use 2 locomotives. Just in case one fails, another one pushes. If you can see, it's very, very uneconomical, because you have to put one in front, another behind. And it has happened, by the way. It fails on the way, then the other one pushes. Frustrate, yes. Not frustrate passengers. Now, that's an additional cost, Mr. Chairman, which you are seeing.
But who asked you for it?
Mr. Chairman, we are...
And I'm not saying it's not necessary.
Yes.
I want to be understood. We were moving well. That money you are taking from us to keep those sick locomotives on the rail, I was going to say on the road.
Yeah.
Probably we would have used it for something else. Yeah. That's number 1. Number 2, now for you bought them, why don't you sell them and buy one new one? Maybe for you have no one to sell them to.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Are you keeping locomotives or a museum?
Thank you, Chair. In this particular locomotive we are talking that we are using to rail or to move passengers.
Yes.
These are the small locomotives that were bought in 1917, 70-something.
Okay.
So, save for the locomotive which we bought 2011, but we also have some old locomotives that were bought, but we cannot just dump them away. We still
sell them.
Unfortunately, Honorable, if you look at the entire country, it is only URC that has mandated to run trains, so we can't sell them. But we are trying to, like what the MD is saying.
For you can buy old ones. You can't sell them.
We are trying to do something, Honorable.
Yes.
The government has given us a facility under the AFDB financing of $300 million. We are trying to rehabilitate, re-engineer these locomotives. Re-engineering means you get the whole locomotive, remove everything, the heart and everything, put in new stuff. So we're having a project of re-engineering. It becomes cheaper and more effective. It has worked in Kenya. And then the other question which the Honorable asked about the trips, why we don't do
afternoon trips. We do morning 2 trips. We also do evening 2 trips. The movement patterns of our commuters is like that in our country. That people come at once in town to work, and they go out back to home, back home. In Africa, that's how it is, unlike it is in other European countries. But also the nature of the trains we are running, honorable. The nature of the trains we are running, we are not running DMUs. We are running a longer train. A longer train, you need to fill it. In Europe, they run DMUs. One coach moves as it gets full, as another one gets full. But here, we are still in that old stage where you have longer, many trains. That's why you have to pick to use during the peak hours of coming to work and going to work. But also we have, like the MD has highlighted, we have a project where we're going to buy DMUs. And already
what are DMUs?
Diesel multiple units. These are they are coaches. They have their own engine. They are not pulled by a locomotive. It's like a bus on rail.
Yes.
It's like a bus. It has its own engine.
Yes.
Even if it's one, it can move at any time. You have 100 people, it will go. But here, you have to get 1,000 people at a go. So, and this modernization is also part of what the accounting office highlighted.
Okay. Thank you very much. The board, you did not answer about the board.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The chairman of the board, Mr. Chairman, is Alhaji Wangubo Dakaba.
Takba Wangubo.
Latif.
La?
Dakaba. Wangubo.
Okay.
Honorable, yes. Then we have Mr. Muguruma Andrew. Then we have Mr. Obalim Michael. Then we have Mr. Olobo Benjamin. Then we have Honorable Florence Kabahweza Hashaka. We have Madam Hilda Akabrai. We have Grace Kabunga. And we have Benon Kajuna, the MD. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Would you introduce yourself?
My name is Kwizera Eddie from Uchimbiri County, the most visited county in the whole country.
It's in Uganda.
And I am a member of this committee.
Okay. Uchimbiri is in Uganda.
Yes. Like Ustiro is.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I want to get some clarification from the visitors. Chairman, we hear of standard gauge railway and our system here, a mismatch. If you still operate from Mombasa, I believe you still operate from there.
Yeah.
So who maintains that line from Mombasa to this place since Kenya shifted from your already historical system standard, I mean the meter gauge to the standard gauge? I want to know if there is any expenditure made. The second issue I would want to know is the capacity of your board, the capacity of your board vis-a-vis your capacity as management, because you cannot make losses 1 year, 3 years, 4 years. You want to know the capacity of the board, if the board has capacity to plan, think, and check what you do, because there is some sickness I'm seeing. Finally, do you have any plan? Because 3 years, you are in loss. At all levels, operational, maintain everything. Where do you see yourselves in the next 2-3 years? Because you are making loss for 3 years. So, Mr. Chairman, those are a few things that would help me form my opinion.
The first one was answered in relation to how they move after crossing the border. The second, on capacity of the board, you want to say technical competence?
Yeah, you see, Mr. Chairman, for an organization to operate, the board must have capacity to supervise the management. In many Ugandan
now, do you want to put these people in the temptation of answering a question relating to the competence of their board? We have agreed.
Yeah, but Mr. Chairman, why I'm saying it, if you find that a number of them are politicians who are there or engineers. That's what I'm. If we cannot answer it on the
These
microphone.
people don't appoint the board, but we agreed somewhere earlier that we're going to have an interface with the minister who appoints the board. I don't want to have these people answer questions.
So can they account for the 3 years loss?
That is going to cause
Let them account for the 3 years loss because that's not performance.
Kindly
And they scare us.
listen to my guidance. I don't want them to leave this place and then the next day we hear there is fire down there when they talked about the competence of their board. Now they are going to answer questions relating to the losses because it's a substantive item in the Auditor General's report. They explain how and why they continue to incur losses. But with regard to your assessment of the board members, judging from their backgrounds, I request that we reserve that question to be answered by the minister. One, because he's the appointing authority. Two, he's the supervisor of the board, who would ask them, why do you continue to supervise losses?
So in that vein, Mr. Chairman, if this committee recommended the rationalization, would it be okay?
No, it would not be okay.
Back to the ministry.
It would not be okay because it is not one of the issues under consideration today. Two, it would be prejudicial for us to say that now before we interrogate the entirety of the papers before us and the evidence.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, and at least you know that I hope you know their core mandate, that we gauge them against their mandate.
Your hope is well addressed. I know their core mandate. Thank you. Honorable Keyo.
Honorable Chair, I seek your indulgence. I wanted to know if there is somebody, maybe the ED, but specifically somebody in charge of the water vessels. Honorable Chair, I beg for your indulgence actually on this.
Well understood, because the man comes from the islands.
Yes, and it is a serious issue. In a spell of just 1 month, I've lost about 20 fishermen because of their vessels applying Lake Victoria from Kisumu. So I wanted...
so they've been knocking people with small boats or swimmers?
No, the people fishing. Of late,
they are knocked by their vessels?
Yes. So I wanted actually 20 people.
In the last 1 month?
Yes.
But they said the vessel is not on the water currently.
It is. They have two already operating. The third one is the one that
Thank you. Mr. Kajuna, would you answer that?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Those are Ugandans, 20 of them in 1 month.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
On water transport is unprecedented.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are very sorry about the loss of people on the lake. We have 2 vessels, Mr. Chairman, MV Pamba and MV Kawa, which are plying on the waters. We also have vessels of Kenya, MV Uhuru 1 and 2, which ply from Kisumu up to Jinja and also Port Bell. We also have vessels from Tanzania, MV Umoja, MV Mpungu, which also come from Mwanza up to Port Bell and also to Jinja. Mr. Chairman, accidents actually happen on the waters, and one of the solutions, Mr. Chairman, is to sensitize the people, because sometimes the fishermen actually go on the right of way where the vessels do pass, unknowingly. And even this vessel actually, which brings fuel from Kisumu to Kauku, Mahati. Also, there was an incident which happened. I think it killed some people. And we are trying continue sensitizing the people to not to get fish in the way where the vessel passes. Because the vessels have I don't know whether they call it the right of way, I don't know the term to use, where they normally pass, like airplanes. So when they passing there and they find human beings actually fishing, then unfortunately it happens. But we have tried to talk to the pilots of the vessels, to talk to the communities through everybody, to make sure that at least when they are fishing, they are actually on the side where there is no way where they will be able to But this is very unfortunate, and we shall keep sensitizing the people about the loss. Mr. Chairman, on the issue of continuous losses, URC, the reason, Mr. Chairman, for the losses is because of the intermittent deferred maintenance of the 1.5 trillion, which came as a result of the termination of the concession. RDR was not at all investing in the maintenance of our assets and the right of way. Mr. Chairman, not all is lost. The government of Uganda has come in with investment, with support from the African Development Bank. Mr. Chairman, we have received a loan of about $300 million. And on this, we are going to procure 10 new locomotives, Mr. Chairman. We are going to procure 100 new wagons, Mr. Chairman. We are going to procure...
But where are you going to pass to? Where are you going to use them from? Because I don't see the infrastructure. It is
also,
there.
Also, the infrastructure is also there.
Okay.
Part of the loan. We are going to do major rehabilitation now of Marava, Kampala. We are also going to procure another new ship. We are going to rehabilitate these vessels because the money actually has also come. So, all not, Mr. Chairman, not all is lost. We have the plans to make sure that URC is revamped.
Okay. Let me have my colleagues introduce themselves, those that have not, starting with Honorable Lucy Akello.
Thank you, Chair. Lucy Akello, District Woman Representative Amuru. Thank you.
Why do you say it the Uganda way? Honorable Sivambi.
I've said it at Julie.
Akello. Okay.
Good afternoon, Chair. Yes. Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members and our guests. I'm Yusuf Nsibambi from Member of Parliament, Maokota County South, member of this committee.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Naume Kavashara. I represent Rushenyi County in Ntungama District. Chair, much as they are making losses, but at least they are smart in their presentation. Because at least they have brought good things. How I wish it could be done even in the rail so that we get the result.
Honorable Naume Kavashalira. You know, Kavashalira in Uganda means kakawa. You've got to be very careful when she makes that statement. Smart in their presentation. Then the next rider is she wishes you could be as smart in your operations. So you clapped, but I was praying for you. Honorable Eddie Kwizera Wagaungu.
I have heard they have the African Development Bank loan, the $300 million. And this mismatch between your standard, I mean the size is 1 meter and Kenya with that kind of thing. So what is the relationship? What plan do you have? Because you must link that thing to is your, in Kenya they cannot use the standard gauge, then you are using the meter. So why didn't you find out, why didn't you find it as a priority to address that connection?
You will answer that in 30 seconds,
yes,
for
sir.
the benefit of the member who was not here.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, in Kenya, they both have the standard gauge railway and also the meter gauge railway. The meter gauge railway runs from Mombasa up to Maraba, connecting to us, Uganda Railways. The standard gauge railway currently runs from Maraba up to Naivasha. And they are in the plans now of connecting it to Kisumu and Maraba. Now, that one now will be able to link with our Uganda SGR standard gauge railway. As you are aware, the government of Uganda has also signed a standard gauge railway contract with Yapi, a contractor from Turkey, to construct SGR 272 kilometers from Maraba up to Kampala, and the duration will take 4 years. So we are doing it concurrently. Concurrent in the sense that as Kenya constructs from Naivasha to Maraba, Uganda is also constructing SGR from Maraba up to Kampala, so that now operations are actually able to start at the same time. Now,
Mr. Chairman, on that relationship between the inside Kenya to our border, you are aware that as much as I know and you know, that Kenyan government wanted a guarantee wherever they are going for financing, that part will be used by Uganda. Are you aware about that one?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not aware.
Because you can see they did not connect to our border because they feared Uganda may not use that part. They wanted an assurance.
No, Mr. Chairman, to the best of my knowledge, the government of Kenya has been soliciting for finances to construct Naivasha to Maraba. To the best of my knowledge, the problem has been finances.
So is there any correspondence between you and them?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, we have so many correspondences. We have minutes of the meetings and letters, and all that, Mr. Chairman, is available. Yes. So really.
Thank you. I give you 30 seconds. You have answered. I saw the member nodding in approval. He has understood. It doesn't take long to understand. He understands very quickly. Okay. Thank you very much. Now. Did someone call the chair? Why are you calling Simon? Yes, Honorable Lucy.
Small information on when we should expect the Gulu section also to
answer that in 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Because you talked about it. We heard it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Tororo
Guru, Mr. Chairman, the rehabilitation is ongoing. We are now at 51%. We expect to complete it by February 2026. We have already prepared an operational plan to make sure that the moment it is constructed up to Guru, then we are able to start operating it. It's also in one of the areas where we are lacking the assets, the wagons. So we have come up with a budget of about 20 billion, and we have submitted to government if they can give us a supplementary, because it will be more costly for us to rehabilitate the line, which has been there for so many years, and we don't operate it. So we have appealed to our minister. We are also appealing to you. Whenever it comes for supplementary and you don't find a supplementary for Toro Guru, kindly raise it so that we are able to get money to operate Tororo Guru line. Because it will be useless, it will be just be a giant sleeping.
But you see, you must also stop abusing supplementary. You had a projection that in the year 2025-26, or the financial year 2025-26, you will need this money. Supplementary is for unforeseen. Sometimes we also abuse it by not providing for the money. Then eventually we say, okay, we shall come with the supplementary. It is something that should have been. Unless you're telling us that you made provision for it and we didn't give you money for it. Yes, but I think it makes sense. I think our recommendations will be much broader than that regarding the financing of this sector.
Okay.
Because to me, it's an area, like you said, a sleeping giant. So you now need to wake up the giant to demonstrate that indeed it's a giant.
For sure, sir.
But there are issues you've got to answer first. Why do you have these long-standing statutory payables? In particular, pay as you earn. You know it is statutory, it is from wage is budgeted, and you do not make the payments, amounting now to over 1.152 billion. Where is this money that you deduct?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The reason, Mr. Chairman, for URC not remitting the pay as you earn on time was a result of the cash flow constraints, which was resulting from the low income from the internally generated revenues. Despite this, Mr. Chairman, we have tried our level best to make sure that we become compliant, and we have been able to pay most of the pay as you earn. As I talk, Mr. Chairman, we are up to date, up to
I think the
July.
answer is one. So wage is from internally generated,
Yes, sir.
where you are making losses.
Exactly.
I think we can reserve this pending the judgment on why they are making losses. Colleagues, isn't that a better way of looking at it?
Okay. But Chair, I could be made to understand. They
Yes.
receive a subvention from the government. Well, I thought it was purposely for this. Is it
No.
for capital development?
Wage, yes. That's the question I posed and they answered.
And then
That-
NSSF.
And then
apart from
NSSF, same thing.
Mr. Chairman, NSSF, the same thing, but as I talk now, we have paid everything. We don't owe anything to NSSF, Mr. Chairman.
That the reasons are the same. Why you delayed?
Yes, yes, sir.
Has it cost the workers anything? Because you know when you remit my NSSF, it earns interest.
Yes. Mr.
What
Chairman.
happens to the interest that is lost?
Mr. Chairman, I will request the financial controller.
Yeah, Mr. Who?
The chief financial
Yes.
officer to respond.
Please
to
tell
that.
us, do workers make losses? You're lucky Honorable Bakabulindi is not here. Chief Finance Officer, are you there? Miss Nasuna, tell us why, whether there are losses to the workers.
Yes, they wouldn't earn interest because they haven't contributed to the fund.
So how do you explain that? Please take note of that. Okay, take note of that, clerk. It is a matter that must be interrogated. So what kind of negotiations did you have with NSSF to waive interest? Did you negotiate to waive interest? Because I know the MD of NSSF legally has the power to waive penalties, but no power to waive interest, because interest is somebody's property. Get the microphone, Ms. Nasuna. It is you. The question was referred to you.
Yes, I'll ask the principal finance officer to answer.
Where is the principal finance officer? Oh, she's the one wearing green. Tell us, what did the negotiations entail?
Thank you, Chair. Through the Managing Director, we actually engaged NSSF and computed the interest, and the interest was paid.
Great. We want evidence of that, of the
Yes.
negotiations and
Yes.
the amount remitted. We want evidence that interest was paid.
Yes, we
Penalties
have
could
the
be
evidence.
waived, but interest, it would be illegal. So interest, by close of business tomorrow, let's have the write-up to that effect. Yes. And Waitungo?
Yes, just Chair, on the issue of evidence, they are saying they paid the NSSF and part of the pay. We also need the proof that they have actually
Okay.
paid.
Bring evidence that you actually paid and that you're now complying. The financial analysis here, we have, that is issue number 2, the number of the losses. Yes, 1.2. The losses that you consistently make. The Auditor General did observe and tabulated your losses. URC has consistently incurred losses over the past 3 years with cumulative increase of 4.123 billion from financial year 21-22 to financial year 23-24. The increase in loss from 22-23 to 23-24 is primarily due to a 17.2% decline in internally generated revenue linked to railway rehabilitation that disrupted the operations. The persistent trend highlights the urgent need for strategic interventions to reduce operating losses and enhance revenue streams. I think, colleagues, on this, I would want you to start. Yes. No worries, sir. Page 2 to 3. Actually, this one appears on pages 2 to page 5. One, in my understanding, my observation is that what is reproduced here is what the MD has taken us through in this write-up that he made. So I would not find any difficulty in opening the floor to questions. In this highlight, similar to the responses given, he's telling us the reasons why they have been incurring losses consistently and the measures they are trying to put in place. And there are two categories of both causes and measures. The first are those that are within their ability, and the second relates to those that are within, that are without. That is governmental in nature. Capitalization, for example, partly which is what he has been telling us here. Do I have questions from my side, from my team? Honorable Mayanja.
Thank you, Chair. When you look at page, when you look at their financials, Mr. Kajuna, on page 45, page 25, the financials, that is note 19, trade and other payables. It includes the trade payables of 7.7 billion. Are you seeing them? Can we get a list of the details of these trade payables so that we can know the details of these trade payables, or you can explain more about them? And secondly, when you look at your response on page 5, the response, on your responses, page 5, you indicate, that is number 5, are you there?
Yes.
You indicate URC plan to convert non-operational assets into operational ones. Could we get the list of your asset register so that, Chair, we can look at the asset register of URC? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair, I also go to page 5 on their responses. I see the status on implementation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chair, I'm interested in number 2. Number 2, they're talking about engaging other cargo consolidators such as factory owners, the Mkwano Industries, Steel and Tube. Chair, I wish we could have a proof on these engagements so that we don't take it as a hearsay. On number 5, the last sentence says discussion with the Minister of Finance are underway. We want to look at those discussions. Is it a Zoom meeting? Is it a WhatsApp message? What is it? Remember, Chair, it's an accountability committee. So we want to look at those engagements in form of documentation, but not like that. Otherwise, Chair, that's my observation.
Thank you, Chair. You know, Chair, me, I believe in business mathematics. The MD was saying that actually it is cheaper and it would save our roads when we use rail transport. Have you ever put before finance? I'm just trying to beef up what my colleague has stated. Do you have some business calculations you have done to prove that the government would be saving this that we are spending on road by transport? Because business nature, as you go to finance to negotiate for funding, do you have a formula that would save their roads, save the money from roads as we use railway? If you could give us that one, it would also help us in our reporting and also help you when it comes to supporting your budget apart from supplementary. I'm one of the people who don't believe in supplementaries. I don't. But for this, if you would convince me that you have a business model proving that we can save this much by transporting using rail as compared to road. Really, I come from the east and the roads are terrible. I've been avoiding the Mavira road to go through the other one. But for the short time that they closed the Mavira, even this one here now of Cosase is gone. So how do you really go to those people and present? I wanted that evidence, and it could help us to also argue and convince the House that we really move and railway is the way to go.
Thank you, Peter. Ms. Rusi?
Yeah, I just wanted to, actually my emphasis was also on page 5, the status on implementation, and my main point was on 2, which has already been talked about. But apart from the evidence, I think this statement is very flat.
Which one is this, madam?
Page 5 on your status, number 2. Engaging other. This engagement, do you see any future in it? You know, it would be good to tell us that, you know, we engage with Mukwano and maybe they are willing or not willing, or we engage with Steel and Tube, something of that sort. I see it very, very flat. Just to add on what my colleague earlier on stated. Thank you.
Thank you. Bosiwambi? Yes, Honorable Mwada.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, for record, my name is Mwada Nkunyenje, from Chadondo East. Now, Chair, I've been perusing through the record from page 2 to 5. But to me, it looks intentional that Uganda Railways Corporation is just banking on the background that we are making losses to hide the profits and to deny this country opportunity of generating an income or sustaining our budget as a country from services of Uganda Railways Corporation. How can very smart individuals like these ones, year after year, parade one narrative that we are making losses and we continue to make losses? Part of the reason, the reasoning I saw in this, as observed by the Auditor General.
Honorable Mwada,
yes.
Information that is Auditor General's report.
Yes.
Information, not from the other side.
No. What part of what the Auditor General observed, as captured here in the audit report, as a strategy, they indicated to the Auditor General that they want to reduce on data, the times for data. I don't know what strategy would that amount to, but to me, my major observation, Chair, is that this particular team might be just hiding and banking on the reasoning that we are making losses in order either to defraud this country, and we need a very honest investigation, to intentionally defraud this country, alleging that the railway doesn't make money, doesn't make profits.
Okay, let's be slow, Honorable Mwada.
Chair.
No.
Chair, there's a likelihood of inside dealings.
They even mentioned some companies.
Honorable
There's like a
Nkunyenje
inside
Mwada.
dealing
Honorable
between
Nkunyenje
these
Mwada.
individuals.
You know, when I guide you and you insist, I will withdraw that microphone.
Yeah, I'm arresting a thief. But
No, who is this? Please,
yeah.
switch off that microphone. And go cross over and get me that thief. You don't know. Okay, you show the police officer the thief. No, get the CID to arrest the thief. Why you see me getting tough on this is about the integrity of our proceedings. These are our witnesses. These are our officers. Let us not scandalize them unless and until we have some form of evidence. Honorable Nangoli, you are not going to guide. Let me do the guidance. You see, you may have a good point. The person next to you is the Honorable Nsibambi. The Baganda says Nsibambi edibya mutere. You fail to carry your message through because of the language. That's number one. Number two, you're using a language that is not permitted by the rules. The language of speculation. Number three, don't impute bad motives and don't impute criminality. It is a fact that this entity has been making losses year in, year out. That one is undisputed. And even when you say that, you're not insulting anybody. But just imagine if someone simply said, those parliamentarians are thieves. A blanket statement, you know, we would all be offended. Yeah, so, yeah. Even when somebody is saying that out of ignorance, it is offensive. So I guide records hazard to expunge that. These people are not thieves. They are public servants. They are dignified. However, if there is any theft, it is what we are looking for. So we do not know who stole what. For example, if this man tells you, I came in 6 months ago, and then you call him a thief, I mean, we would not be in order. So the legitimate question you should be asking, and which partly we asked before you came, is why are you continuously making losses? 2, how do we get out of here? If you are the cause, we get you out of there. We get somebody who can give us profits. The reasons that we are interrogating, and over which we have already agreed to invite the minister, is the apparent undercapitalization. 2, we are using old fleet. They have wagons or locomotives which were procured before you and I were born. I mean, do you expect those ones to be used to make profit? No. 3, they have old infrastructure. For example, if you cannot transport cargo to Cosase, which would probably ease...
Information, Chair.
Yes.
I understand.
I'm guiding you so that you ask your question properly.
Just information.
No. Don't inform me now.
Chair,
let me guide you.
It's very important information.
Let me guide you.
On the wagons, because
switch off that microphone.
When you said the wagons are very old,
I am saying switch
there
off.
are some which were bought recently, but they are non-functional.
But you see, that's the problem of coming late. It is exactly what we've been interrogating. That's why I'm telling you to listen. Honorable Mwada, listen. If you do not have the infrastructure from here to Cosase, you cannot expect to use this entity to make profits or business with the DRC. If you are repairing Tororo Gulu, you cannot deliver cargo to that side of the country. So I want us to ask these questions with these things in mind. The gentleman has labored from 10 o'clock to give us an explanation on all this. And that informed our decision to invite the minister. So, about the locomotives that you investigated previously, yes, we have discussed them. As we speak, 3 of them, is it 3, are in a hospital in Narukorongo. We have agreed we shall get a team to go and visit the sick to see. We actually agreed they are in HDU, not yet ICU. So, and I want to benefit from the institutional memory of the people who investigated this previously. Are we now well aligned?
Mr. Chairman, your guidance is very, very good. However, it is now 1, and Parliament is at 2, and you have made a very wise ruling that the minister has an issue to answer. So when you look at 1.2 and 3.2, they are related. And these people are very good performers, as the Honorable Commissioner said.
I'm not yet there.
They are failed because of the disbursement of the funds. So when you look at, Mr. Chairman, when you look at page 13,
of
page 13 of this Auditor General's report, you know, the Auditor General changed the format of reporting.
Yes.
We are looking at the budget, because the ROS is out of the budget and planned activities. You find that development government of Uganda counterpart funding 222 million, they get 64 million. This is an issue maybe the minister would be also taking up. So bearing in mind that we have Parliament at 2 and using your wisdom as always, wouldn't it be pretty right that we adjourn? We go for lunch, then they come back with the minister.
I want the country to know, Honorable Kwizera, that one of the sacrifices you've been making for this country for the last
before go lunch.
For the last, is it 20 years here?
No. This is we are in the 5th year, the 11th Parliament.
Yes. For the last 20 years, you've been foregoing lunch.
I have not been here.
And that is one of the sacrifices. You know, the people of Buchimbiri think you are here to eat.
No. Service.
But one of the things we've been doing here, or not doing, sometimes we forego lunch to serve this country.
Well understood.
Let's go to the next. We wanted to know, I think for the record, these datas. My reading here is that the datas are actually government entities. Your parent ministry, the Ministry of Works, which inherited the debts of UNRWA. Then the other one is Ministry of Lands, Land Commission, Uganda Land Commission, which took your land and is not utilizing it. Clerk, we may not be in a position to keep inviting everybody here and there, every now and then. Would you want to write a letter to the PSST or to the Minister of Finance to explain why they are not paying these people? Because avoiding the language of Honorable Muwada but taking the reasoning, they could be finding an excuse for making losses by saying, look, these people owe us money, they don't pay us. And the money we are talking about is very little money from the perspective of the Treasury. First, it is a debt, it's not a donation. 2, they give subventions which are meager, cannot even pay salaries plus statutory obligations. I will adjourn in the terms of Honorable Kwizera, not for the same reasons. No, I'm not adjourning now. Not for the same reasons, but because I'm feeling so frustrated. I'm just angry that Uganda Railways is run like this. There are people who established this entity for a reason. Now, that during our time, we cannot even run what we found in place. Honorable Itungo, you have a question? Or the Deputy Chair?
Before you adjourn,
Sorry, I'm sorry I had promoted you.
there are some questions which were raised by members which have to be answered by Mr. Kajuna.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, a question was raised on the what are the trade payables. The list of them, I will request the Chief Finance Officer to respond to this. Mr. Chairman, we shall be able to provide a list of the asset register as we have requested. On the issue of the cargo consolidators, Mr. Chairman, we have had very good engagement with our customers, and one of them is roofings, steel and tube. They have a lot of cargo, and I will request the Chief Operations Officer, who is also the head of commercial, to give us the cargo on hand, which we cannot be able to move. But the cargo actually is available, but because of the challenges, we can't be able to move the cargo. The discussions we have been having with the Minister of Finance, we have evidence, the letters we have been writing, we shall be able to provide. On the issue of the business calculations on the saving of the roads, yes, the Chief Operations Officer will also be able to respond on this. Mr. Chairman, the visit.
Do you have the statistical explanation for that ready? Oh, good.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the visit by the committee to URC, Mr. Chairman, you are welcome to come and look at the sleeping giant. Writing to PSS team, Mr. Chairman, I think it's in order, but this is going to be a second time, Mr. Chairman, you are writing and no response is being given. The previous chairperson, Cosase, I think, had already written, and I remember the Minister of Finance coming here, testifying that we shall give you the money, but up to now, the money has not come. So, Chairman, you will write possibly in addition, have an engagement with the Minister of Finance.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello Uganda and beyond. Welcome to UBC Lunchtime News, and I am Brian Tumwine Biaruhanga. Former FDC